makes stand-up, original music, and an infatuation with witches. Well, you get a show starring a TikTok sensation that's taking audiences by storm, broomstick by broomstick.
Fresh off his award-winning run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, Tim Murray, the man behind the magic, is here to tell us about the spellbinding celebration of iconic sorceresses and the power of finding your coven.
So, Tim Murray, welcome to Pittsburgh. Talk to us about witches. What drew you to witches to do a whole show?
I don't know.
We're gonna figure it out together.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out together. It's just one of those wild things. I think the initial idea was I always try to find the fun in doing a show. Eddie Murphy has this great quote of like, if you're up there doing stand-up, you better be having fun. Because if you're not having fun, they're not having fun. So I just tried to channel like, okay, what is the thing that brings me the most joy in this life? Wicked is one of them. Bewitched, Hocus Pocus. I was like, oh, I think there's a theme here. And that was witches,
Yeah. So you portray in this show, it's just you.
It's just me.
But you have many different characters.
Yeah, I like to kind of put a spin on the very opening. I'm obviously dressed in green. I'm looking like a witch. I'm in drag, essentially. And I come out very ominously and then very quickly make it very clear that I'm going to be me and talking to you doing regular stand-up. But then I pop into like Ursula and the Wicked Witch of the West a couple of times. Yeah, the show is, it's like kind of all over the place in a really fun way.
Yeah, and so what was it like performing at the Fringe Festival? I mean, that's like this sort of mecca for theater and all kinds of sort of unique acts.
Dude, it's unbelievable. It's like, I didn't know anything about it until my first time going there, and it is the biggest arts festival in the world. There are over 3,000 shows that you're competing with, and the city goes from like 600,000 people to over, I think, 3 million people.
Holy cow.
In just that month. Yeah, and it's like, it's not a huge city. So you are on the street just handing out flyers, begging people to come, and you know, I was up against like Mike Birbiglia sometimes, or
oh my goodness,
yeah, really big name acts, and you have to be like, please, my show's about witches. I think you're gonna love it.
Well, I'm sure you draw people in. I can tell just from your attitude about the whole thing. And it's not just about witches. Like there's a parallel, right? And it's personal for you, right?
It's very personal, yeah. So I sort of map the idea of witches onto the queer experience, and I tell this story about when I was a little boy at Halloween, I saw another little boy dressed as the Wicked Witch of the West, and I wanted to do that so badly, but growing up in Ohio, can you say Ohio in Pittsburgh? Is that bad? Go Steelers or whatever.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we have viewers from Ohio.
They're our neighbors.
Okay, good. Yeah, growing up in the Midwest in general, I just never felt comfortable to be myself. So this show is sort of the celebration of that I feel like I'm up there being myself and hopefully showing all of these people the joy in that and the fun in that. And then there's also a through line about, I teach improv in LA in rehab centers as my like side hustle job.
What a cool project.
It's cool. It's really an amazing job. I'm very grateful for it. And you know, rehabs can be all sorts of things. It's not just drug and alcohol addiction. So I also have teenagers who are in there for, you know, depression, anxiety, or whatever it is. And they ask me, you know, like, are you gay? And I feel like if I had a openly queer teacher, openly queer role model growing up, that would have changed my life.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the story too, about how showing up openly yourself is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What an absolutely important message too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're glad the green paint does come off.
Yeah.
All right. So Tim Murray, I should say, is Witches tonight at the Greer Cabaret Theater at 8 p.m.
We've got the link for tickets on our website, pittsburghtodaylive.com.